What's going on, YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Justice League No Justice, issue number 3 of 4, the third of fourth parts, yada yada, blah 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 blah. So I already talked about parts 1 and 2, so you can go ahead and check out those videos. But basically, at the end of part 2, they found Brainiac's son, and this is where we're at today. So again, there's some little tidbits that pick up. Obviously, Starro, Martian Manhunter, and all of them. They found all those worlds and the tree that they were looking for. So they're going to try and free those planets because they're all bottled up by Brainiac Kalu. Lobo, sorry, I was about to say Crush, but I'm like, no, you're thinking Teen Titans. So Lobo's there. They all kind of interrogate his Brainiac's son, and Brainiac's son basically lets them know that when the Omega Titans came and started to attack Kalu, Brainiac had enacted a plan to bring the heroes there. But in doing so, he had an ulterior motive. He was going to take over all the knowledge and assimilate it from his home planet because he was never really able to do so. Effectively, he would have defeated his son, and he would have also doomed Earth in the process. And that's what those suits were supposed to do, was supposed to absorb enough energy. And then ultimately, Omega Titans would go to destroy this and then destroy Earth, and he'd assimilate all the knowledge and go off and do his little thing. So they got that going on. Also on Earth, one of the seeds was activating. Amanda Waller is arguing with Green Arrow. She says she's going to drop a nuke on it, and he's like, no, let me signal Hal Jordan, get the resources to the Green Lantern Corps so we can effectively save the world. But she's just kind of doing her own thing. Kind of crazy. Also, with Team Wonder, they're doing their thing, and they're trying to activate the magic within the planet, and basically they're able to do so once Wonder Woman unleashes her lasso around the Tree of Wonder, basically, and activate the magic within the planet. And again, they're all doing their things. Team Wisdom's off doing their thing too, and they're trying to figure out how to outsmart Brainiac. Like, how does we do that? And then Harley Quinn has kind of a crazy suggestion, and Cyborg's there. He's like, I don't need Brainiac to plug into my mother backs. He takes the suggestion from Harley Quinn. He kind of links himself up to the tree, and he's basically like able to see all this different knowledge, and he's trying to dim the city and the tree and that with the energy and all that crazy stuff. There's one funny moment between I believe it was it Flash, or who was it? Was it the Flash? Yeah, it was Flash who was talking to Damian at one point. He's like, it's not just you, Harley, it's working. The light of the tree is getting dimmer. Robin, send a message to Batman that Brainiac's son can politely suck it. My pleasure, Flash. Again, funny stuff right there. And they're kind of off doing their own thing. As they're doing that, the other team members, Team Mystery, is working on the planet to free all the different things, so they create a construct. They're also having to deal with one of the Omega Titans, which, by the way, I like this design. And Starro goes in there. Starro sacrifices himself to save everyone as they're trying to get everybody off the planet because, you know, things are going crazy. We're trusting our lives to a starfish. You understand how many lives that starfish is saving already? So basically, they're off there. They're trying to trust Starro to kind of buy them some time. And the Omega Titan starts to open up its armor and start to consume the energy within the planet. And effectively, kind of by the end of the issue, they pretty much blow up the entire planet as the remnants of the Society of Kalu are trying to escape on the various ships. Elsewhere, when that happened, Green Arrow and Amanda Waller were fighting, and they're still arguing over their things. They come to a bit of a standstill, and this inevitably activates these various different trees and their cosmic energies by growing, signal the arrival of the Omega Titans, and they're just like, oh shit. And basically Amanda Waller's like, oh, well, you know what? It's kind of onto you there. So this is basically them thinking, all right, this is it. Everything's all taken care of. This is the end of the world. Yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Again, that's kind of my brief summation of things that kind of happen. With these 4 issues of Justice League No Justice, they cram so much into them that, like, you know, you might as well just read the issue to kind of get everything that happens. But that's kind of just a rough idea of summation of everything that happens. But let's talk about some of the positives of this issue. Once again, the artwork is spectacular. I love the designs. I just love the way these books look. I mean, just look at the art here. The art's really good. I just love the styles. I like the colors. The color palette is something I definitely appreciate here. The art is quite good. There's some nice dynamic moments between the team. I think the funniest part was Flash telling Damian to send a message back to Batman that Brainiac's son can politely suck it. I thought that was kind of fun. And yeah, just seeing all these different things, the Omega Titans. Omega Titan's not really fleshed out. It's just kind of just this being of unimaginable power, just absorbing energy. Pretty much everyone around him was just like nothing to this thing, and you just can't, like, the scale of this thing is just huge. And then Starro goes in there trying to buy them all some time, ultimately sacrificing himself to save everyone and give them a fighting chance. The planet getting obliterated was kind of a neat twist. I didn't really expect that to happen the first time I read this book. And just look at this thing. Look at this amassing the energy. Just look at it. You can just look at the details of everything, everyone in their ships. And, of course, Green Arrow and Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller, as a character, like, I hate Amanda Waller, but for the reason you're supposed to hate her. Like, I mean, Amanda Waller is a good character, but, like, I want to spit on the screen when I see her because it's like, oh, she's such a bitch. But again, that's even like in the movies and like the animation, but like, because when we had the Suicide Squad movie, I thought Viola Davis was like pitch perfect in that part. Again, Waller is a fascinating character, just like no holds barred, does not give a shit. Like, you do not mess with Amanda Waller. So again, Waller is great, and Waller stands on her principles. Like, Waller does not give a shit as long as it's like for the sake of the greater good or for the sake of her benefit. Like, she is cold-hearted and cruel, and she does not care who she screws over to get her way. So that's what I kind of always appreciate about her character, and putting her up against Green Arrow creates an interesting dynamic. So yes, I'm kind of losing my voice here, so excuse me. I did enjoy this one. I still think part one was the best part of so far the first 3 issues. I feel like each subsequent part, does it get weaker? I don't know. Like 2 and 3 are pretty much neck and neck in terms of quality for me. But again, like, there's so much crammed into these issues that it's just like you kind of wish that they would have taken their time and spaced things out more, because it is a lot of stuff happening. You got to remember this, you got to remember that. You just kind of have to reread it multiple times to really grasp everything that's happening. And yeah, so all things considered, I did enjoy part 3. Again, like seeing the dynamic of the different team members, and that was kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to talking about the 4th and final part of this thing, and then we will officially wrap up Justice League No Justice, and that puts a smile on my face because I've been doing all these videos and I'm kind of getting burnt out right now. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Justice League No Justice issue number 3 of 4? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Post your comments down below and let me know what you thought. Again, there is a lot crammed to this issue, and it can be a bit much, so it kind of requires more than one reading to really kind of grasp everything that's happening. And again, there's just a bit too much crammed into so little with these this 4-part event of sorts. I kind of wish the issues were perhaps a little bit longer, or perhaps we just had more time to breathe, because it's just so much thrown at you. You're like, oh, you got to get this cosmic tree energy thingamajiggy, and you're doing that because, again, you kind of just lose track after a while because there is just so much kind of going on. So I just kind of wish things would be a little bit more, perhaps simplified a little bit, perhaps if this was a larger event in sense that we had more issues to kind of flesh this out a little bit more. Because again, when you cram so much at once, it's kind of hard to like remember everything and just kind of keep track of it all. And I think it would have been more beneficial if they perhaps spaced things out just a little bit. But again, this is just a 4-part event. You just kind of have to read it multiple times to really kind of grasp everything. So yeah, that's that. All right, that's all I got to say. Be sure to come back next time as we talk about the 4th and final issue of Justice League No Justice. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.